Barrie Free Methodist Church has a long history of supporting kingdom work around the world. For many years, BFMC supported missionaries through undesignated funds directed through the national office. While this was effective in providing for our missionaries, there was little personal connection to the work that was happening around the world.
When I think back and I remember the way BFMC used to do mission, we were really good at collecting donations from people. We were really good at delegating it, sending it to Ministry Center for them to give out to the missionaries that we had. But our congregation was unaware of who we were supporting.
In the early 2000s, several people from Barrie had been on short-term missions to Haiti and to help in the cleanup after Hurricane Katrina.
We would have some of our teens going and people finding their own mission projects to be a part of, and we discovered that there was a desire within our congregation to both learn about mission and participate in it.
While these trips were successful in building awareness and engagement, it became clear that we needed to focus as a church on one particular area that could be built upon over time. The tough part was figuring out where to start. In 2004, we formed a new mission committee tasked with setting forth a refreshed vision for what God was calling our church towards. Our first step was to invite Global Ministries Director Dan Sheffield to educate our team and to help move our church toward a long-term work in one particular country. So we polled our congregation to catch a sense of what God might be saying. A congregational survey was distributed and the results revealed that BFMC wanted to reach out to an area in Africa, specifically working with women and children. With this consensus, we had a direction. Dan and former Africa Area Director Henry Church put us in touch with Pastor Charles Tede, a church planter in Ghana, with a vision for the education of women as well for a growing Free Methodist ministry in Ghana. We realized God had already been preparing this small work in Ghana for an overseas partner. In 2005, we sent 4 individuals on a fact-finding mission for 2 weeks to hear directly from the Ghana mission. Pastor Charles conveyed his passion for education and church planting to the team. When the fact-finding team returned, they recommended that BFMC pursue a partnership. At the center of any healthy partnership is good communication. The mission committee at Barrie has learned through trial and error that the best way to communicate is through good relationships with cultural understanding being developed on all sides. God put this concern on the hearts of Laura Lee and John Mark Cockrum. John Mark had led the 2005 team, and Laurie had been instrumental in initiating the search for a global partner in Barrie. In 2006, the Cockrums were commissioned as missionaries to spend 2 years living in Accra, learning to live like the urban Africans. They spent their time encouraging the leadership, identifying needs, serving in local ministry alongside the Ghanaian church, initiating steps for a building project, working with Dan Sheffield in the leadership development. In building relationships with the Ghanaian church, the Cockrums formed a foundation of trust for future ministry between the Ghana mission and the congregations of the FMCIC.
The Ghana mission has dreams that are very large, dreams that can be accomplished only through the Holy Spirit's work and the church working together with the different resources that God has blessed us with. So we were so excited and just engaged with the passion they had for ministry that we wanted to bring that back to Barrie and say, how can we connect with the dreams and the goals and the visions of that mission group?
Through the Cockrum's time in Ghana, 2 key goals emerged for the Ghana-Canada partnership: leadership development and the construction of a multi-purpose building. These specific goals are based upon the vision of the Ghanan leadership. They have a vision to see 25 Free Methodist churches functioning in a national network across Ghana. This will give Ghana Mission District a base from which to grow into a full, self-governing annual conference within the Free Methodist International family. Developing leaders for this movement was seen as a clear goal to realizing the vision. With this purpose clearly in focus, a yearly leadership gathering is held in Ghana. Pastors and lay leaders are trained, encouraged, and make vital ministry connections with one another. Ghanaian leaders work with Dan to develop the courses taken at these annual leadership gatherings. New ministerial candidates and ordained ministers are commissioned each year at the conference. These committed men and women are forming the leadership that will enable the accomplishment of the larger vision. Currently, there are 4 stable congregations in the Accra region and 5 church plants in the Techiman area that are awaiting official affiliation as FM congregations. 2 ordained ministers and 7 ministerial candidates were approved at the 2012 conference. 4 pastors will be fully ordained in early 2013. Likewise, the Ghana-Canada partnership goal to build multi-purpose ministry facility in Accra is a product of the leadership vision to develop a post-secondary educational program specifically for women. An educational facility dedicated to post-secondary education for women will be a very real contribution to the empowerment of the most marginalized Ghanaian society and reinforces the leadership's commitment to their community and their nation. The building will also serve as a landmark for the FMC within the broader Ghana culture. The validity of churches within the West African context is often tied to their tangible community development. Too often, fly-by-night churches arise and take from communities, never contributing to their well-being.
One area which we have found extremely important and significant is the training of girls and women, not only in general education, but also specifically for health, because there are so many problems that women encounter, especially when it comes to childbirth and home hygiene, personal hygiene. And we think that having a school that has both a community orientation plus a nursing outfit is something that would be very necessary.
Currently, land has been purchased from the Korligono, a district of the capital city of Accra. Zoning has been approved. Construction has begun on the foundation and first floor of the classroom blocks. Ghanaian laborers will be employed to build the building, but there will be opportunities for people to be involved in the building process as phases are completed. Additional work is being done to develop the school as an institution alongside qualified Ghanaian educators and benefactors.